What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Fathead Cycles YouTube channel. Today, part 2 of Sony Double DIN install on a 14 and up touring motorcycle. If you haven't seen part 1, hit pause, click on the link right here, and go check it out. Part 1 is how to take it from being a bunch of loose parts and make a complete kit. So let's get over to the motorcycle, get things torn apart, and start having fun. So step 1 in removing the fairing, the outer fairing, is getting these screws out. They are a T25 Torx. And it is very, very important to keep these two separated, because you will see that one screw is significantly longer than the other. The long screw is the top screw out of this hole right here. The short screw is out of the bottom hole there. I'm going to repeat the other side and we'll be right back. Next thing we're going to do is take off the front 3 screws. I always start with the 2 on the outside, leaving the 1 in the middle. Then I'm going to loosen the 1 in the middle to remove the windshield. Make sure you have some kind of blanket or fender cover on top of your fender so that you don't drop it. If you do drop it, it will minimize the damage. Inside here, 2 connectors for your headlights. Low beam goes on the top, high beam goes on the bottom. And set this off to the side. We're going to start by pulling off these plugs here. There's a little white connector on the underside. Small screwdriver will allow you to work that free and slide it out. This is your USB cable that goes into your glove box here. We're going to press down on this tab and pull that out. This is going to be removed down the road. AM/FM antenna, same exact thing, but the plug is on the bottom. Squeeze that and remove it. One last connection. Press in on your little detent tab there. Press in. And that opens up and pulls out. It is not necessary for the installation of the radio to remove this vent. Just so that you guys can see everything that's going on, I'm going to remove it. Two T25 screws. And it slides right out. Next, we need to remove this black tray. It's held in with 2 screws on each speaker enclosure, 2 T25 screws in the back, and 4 T25 screws on the face. remove these two here.
These screws here are technically 5/32 Allen, but I find it easier to get them out with a T25. One last screw hidden up here underneath of the box, or underneath of the bracket, holding the glove box in place. Now, this entire bracket will slide out. We have 4 3/16 Allens at each corner of the radio. They will be pulled out and set to the side because they will be reused with the Sony kit. We're going to go ahead and take the gauges out just to give us some extra clearance. Again, a T25. And then the old technology-free factory radio is gone. All right, we're going to take our awesome Sony XAV-5000 with our Metra 9700 kit, and it is literally going to drop right in place. Utilizes factory Allen screws. Make sure you get all 4 of them started before you go crazy cinching anything down. Now we just start reinstalling things that we took off. Start with the gauges. Plug our connector back in. Slide our bracket up into place. I always recommend starting with the two of the outer screws, just to get the bracket centered. Don't tighten it down all the way. But just get it located. We're going to put our two screws back in the back, finish securing the gauges in place. Now our other two screws put our screw back in our glove box bracket. And now we need to put our 4 screws back in our bracket to hold the radio in place. Metra has provided 4 small Phillips head screws to go into their bracket. Okay, now we're going to AM/FM is going to get plugged into our antenna adapter. Give it a tug. Our factory wiring plug. Give it a tug. This cable here, this DIN cable, is a carryover from another kit that Metra produces, so that they only have to produce one harness for this bike. They just kept it here. It will be secured out of the way with zip ties once the installation's finished. Just put our brackets back in place. USB 1 is the USB that we're going to be running to the new glove box location, because that allows us to use smartphone and a USB memory card. And then we have our two open ASWC-1 brackets. We're getting ready to initialize the unit and start everything up. I've gone ahead and taken the headlights out, the actual bulbs out of the headlight itself, so that I can insert them into the sockets. You want to make sure you do that, and all of your other electrical connections are complete. Unplug the speedometer and the tachometer, so that's plugged back in, and anything else that we unplug, we want to make sure that it's plugged back in. This motorcycle is smart enough to know if there's a problem, it will set a check engine light. So by doing this, it has kept us from setting a check engine light. One last thing to do before we go around to the front of the motorcycle and check for function of the head unit itself. So we have to plug in the XSVI module. It's for the CAN bus system on the motorcycle for it to communicate properly. We need to, it is the one that is labeled 959700. It is not the one on the bottom. So you want to put this one onto the harness that has two yellow, two red, a pink, a blue, and an orange. Plug that in. We will secure that out of the way with zip ties and Velcro shortly, but we're going to go around to the front now. Per the instructions, we're going to turn the motorcycle on. Check the function of the head unit prior to hooking up the ASWC-1 for our handlebar controls. Okay. Now go around to the back and hook up our handlebar controls. Now for the star of the show. This module right here is the ASWC-1. It makes your handlebar controls work with your aftermarket radio. We're going to plug it in, and then we're going to program it. When I turn the motorcycle on, this light right here is going to flash red and green rapidly. Then I'm going to tap the up volume button until it starts flashing green. Turn the motorcycle on, flashing red and green. Start tapping up, and it should be flashing green now. Then it will start flashing red after 7 flashes of the green. After the red flashes, it will go solid red. The module has now been initialized. Let's test it out. Alright, so we're checking out the handlebar controls here to make sure everything works before I ship it for the customer. Stereo is now in demo mode. But volume up, volume down, move through the presets, switch, move through the audio bands, and the mute button still works as well. One last thing to check is to make sure that the Apple CarPlay works. I've gone ahead and hooked up my personal phone to the USB that I have yet to run, but we're going to scroll over to USB 1. There it is. Full iPhone integration, phone calls, it accesses your music. It'll give you turn-by-turn directions. Internet's a little slow here. Text messages, Pandora, iHeartRadio. So now that we know that everything's working properly, let's go ahead and get everything tidied up in the back. I'll do that off camera, and I'll meet you guys back out front. So that's it, guys. That's how we take this old, outdated head unit out of a 14 and up Harley-Davidson touring motorcycle and replace it with the Sony double DIN unit. What do I think of that combination, of that kit? I think it's absolutely amazing. You get touchscreen capabilities, you get a full 7-inch LCD screen as opposed to this tiny screen here. You get Bluetooth, Pandora, USB inputs. You get Apple CarPlay, which is awesome for navigation, which this unit here will never have. It is also Android Auto compatible. I don't know about Android Auto, so I can't speak to it. I think that this is a must-have upgrade for any Street Glide Standard or Road Glide Standard out there. What are my thoughts on upgrading if you have a Street Glide Special, a Road Glide Special, or an Ultra Classic? I'm 50-50 on that one, to be honest with you. Your head unit has plenty of features built into it already, and I think that this might just be spending money. It's not really going to give you a whole lot of benefit. So if this is a stereo that you want for your Road Glide Standard or Street Glide Standard, make sure you check out the link in the description below to fatheadcycles.com, where you can purchase this unit already assembled in the mounting kit. All the wiring is already done for you. Your instructions will be crystal clear. All the manuals, everything will be shipped right to your door, ready to install. You will be able to install your stereo in less time than it took you to watch this video. Thanks for hanging out today with us, guys. Learning how to do this. Make sure you click that subscribe button right here, the little logo, so that way you can stay up to date on all the content we're pushing out. We're trying to stay on a regular schedule of at least one video a week. Got plenty of stuff coming. M8 stuff coming still. So make sure you check us out on our socials, Facebook and Instagram. And until next time, guys, thanks a lot. Have a great day.